Hi friends, welcome to EduTap. Union Budget 2018-19 is out and this is a very important document from the perspective of RBI Grade B and NABARD Grade A examination. Now in this video, we shall have a look at how we at EduTap have covered this Union Budget 2018-19 document and what is the approach towards reading this document. Now friends, we are going to cover this Union Budget 2018-19 through MCQs. We are going to give you MCQs that contained detailed explanations plus video solutions. Now basically when we see this Union Budget document, what are the things that we need to know from exam point of view? Friends, it is a very lengthy document, so everything under the sun need not be covered. What we need to do is we need to concentrate on this document from the exam point of view. So let us see what are the things which are very important. Firstly, schemes play a very important role. There are many new schemes that are usually announced in the budget. There are many changes that usually are made to the old schemes. So we are going to have a look at what are the new schemes, what are the old schemes that have undergone changes and what are those changes. Next part, if you see, there are many announcements that form a very important part of this document. So we are going to cover those important announcements through MCQs. Next, the third important part is the important budgetary allocations to various sectors. This is also going to be covered. The last part is regarding the factual data. Now let me give you an example about what do we mean by this factual data. It can be what is a fiscal deficit, what is a revenue deficit, and etc. So these are very important from the point of view of examination. Now for a better understanding, what we have done is we have divided the MCQs under various areas. And now in this video, we shall tell you where are these areas mapped to the topics of RBI Grade B and NABARD Grade A examination. Now friends, we know that this document has relevance for the economic and social issues paper of RBI Grade B and NABARD Grade A examination. Since the ESI paper is 95% similar in both the cases, so we are going to discuss this keeping in mind a common perspective. Now let us begin. So the first area that we have covered is health, education and social protection. Now, where is this area mapped to in our syllabus? So we find the mapping in social sectors in India, health and education topic plus positive discrimination in favor of the underprivileged. Now the next area that we would be covering is medium, small and micro enterprises plus employment generation. Now this can be mapped to the topics poverty alleviation and employment generation in India plus industrial and labor policy. The next is infrastructure area. It has been mapped to urbanization topic in the ESI paper. Next, we shall be having a look at the important announcements and allocations in the digital economy area that is mapped to the urbanization topic of the ESI paper. Next, moving on, we would have a look at the railways and that again is mapped to urbanization. Then we would have a look at the important announcements regarding disinvestment. It is mapped to the topic of role of economic planning and privatization. Next, we have the area of fiscal management where we shall see a number of announcements and a number of factual information as well. So that would be linked to the fiscal policy topic which is there in the ESI paper. And there are few other questions which can be clubbed together as others. Now friends, we have come to the very important section of this video. How important is budget? Now friends, budget is out and we all are in the excitement of covering it because we are of the opinion that it is a very important document from the perspective of our examination. Yes friends, agreed, budget is important, but we need to understand that we need to prepare it from the perspective of examinations. Rarely do we get questions that are very direct from the budget. So now, what needs to be done? We have come out with a unique way of covering this budget where we are going to give you MCQs that would have detailed explanations. So basically what we are going to do is we are going to extrapolate. So what is this extrapolation that we are talking about? So for example, when we provide you with one question, we are going to cover the question from back and forth in the explanation. Suppose, for example, if there is any major change in a particular scheme which was announced earlier by the government. So what we are going to do is we are going to give you the detailed explanation regarding that scheme. What are the important provisions in that scheme and what are the changes that have been made through this Union Budget 2018-19. So now what we have done is not only we have covered the budget, we have also covered that particular scheme. So here we are trying to cover budget in such a way that we get a holistic preparation. So that is why we have come out with MCQs having detailed explanation along with the videos. Now friends, to better appreciate our approach of covering Union Budget 2018-19 through MCQs, let us have a look at the analysis of past year questions from budget. So friends, here we need to be clear that these questions were not directly picked up from the budget document, but it would have been easier to answer these questions had this extrapolation method been followed. So let us have a look. The first question here is, what is the total outlay of Himayat scheme announced in budget 2016? So yes, this is a very direct question picked up from the budget document. Next comes NIIF budget allocation amount. Yes, again a very direct question. Now let us have a look at the next question. The next question says NIIF is a fund created by the Government of India for. Now this question asks for the purpose of this fund. Now if you just blindly go with knowing the budget allocation and not knowing the background or the purpose why this fund is created, we are not going to answer this question in the examination. So this is known as extrapolation. When we actually answer a question, we need to go into the background of that question as well. Now that EduTap is going to provide you in the form of detailed explanations. Let us see the other questions as well to get more clarity. Next comes number of statutory towns and cities in Swachh Bharat mission. Question on Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana LPG connection scheme for effective development and coordination of central government's program known as Disha. Again, these are questions based on schemes. The other questions are the question on Van Bandhu Kalyan Yojana for tribal population, skill development for tribal youth, 4 questions on employee pension scheme. Now suppose for example, if there is any changes which is being made to the EPS scheme, we need to know not only those changes but as well as the background of the scheme as well. So there is where extrapolation is going to do its job. Now let us have a look at some other questions as well. Questions on startup scheme, questions on Jawahar Rozgar Yojana, questions on Hriday scheme, Rurban mission, scheme related to adolescent girls were asked, and dairy development fund allocation. So here we can see that most of the questions are related to schemes. So there is a chance that if we cover the budget in a holistic manner, most of our questions can be solved through this extrapolation. Now we shall be covering the MCQs at length through other videos. So this is the approach that we need to follow while studying the MCQs. Thank you friends and happy learning. Now we shall be covering the MCQs at length through other videos. So this is the approach that we need to follow while studying the MCQs. Thank you friends and happy learning.